Welcome to our review PowerPoints. This is the important dates to remember for the STAAR test of 2013. 1607, this is the year that Jamestown is founded. This is the first permanent colony of the British in America. It was successful due to the leadership of John Smith, who helped the colonists come up with many crops, including tobacco. 1620, this is the year that the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. They came to America for religious freedom. Where they belonged in England, there was no religious freedom, and many times they were outcasts due to the fact that they were very strict in their faith. They established the Mayflower Compact. This established a self-government between the colonists, which means that they had a democracy. Everybody had a vote, and by everybody having a vote, they also established a majority rules for all decisions. Nobody would have their feelings hurt, but they would all work together to find a way to be successful. The next year we have is 1776. This is a very important year for us to remember. July 4th, 1776, Thomas Jefferson pens the Declaration of Independence, which means he wrote it out. We had many colonists sign it, including future presidents John Madison, and we also had important people like John Hancock sign it. He's the one that has the giant signature in the middle of the page. It lists out the grievances or problems against the British government. Problems like the right to bear arms, they were being taken away, having to quarter troops inside of your home for the British. The next date that we have is 1775 to 1781. These are the years of the American Revolution. These include the battles of Lexington and Concord, which is the first battle. As the shot heard around the world, the Minutemen had to appear to help out the colonists as we went through this. The next is Saratoga. Saratoga is the turning point of the war. Always remember Saratoga as the turning point. This is the battle which the British lost. The colonists won that, were successful, and were able to get the French to come in on their side. The final battle that we have to remember is Yorktown. Yorktown is the end of the war where Cornwallis surrendered. And at the end of this, the Americans had won their independence. The next date we have is 1787. This is the date that the Constitutional Convention was called to amend the Articles of Confederation. Remember, the Articles of Confederation was a document that first unified the country but had no real power. Instead, the delegates got together and they got rid of the Articles and put into play the Constitution. There was a lot of fighting as to how we would set up parts of our government, but James Madison was able to establish the Constitution as he is the father of it. The next is War of 1812. This is a minor war in the big scheme of things, but because of this war between the British and the Americans, we had a lasting effect on the American economy. We're going to have to start becoming more independent, less reliant on all the goods from Europe all the way around. And by this, we start industrializing our society, and we start becoming very, very economically friendly and successful. The last set of dates that we have are 1861 to 1865. These are the dates of the Civil War. The Civil War was fought between the North and the South, mainly over the subject of slavery. At the end of the war, we had the North being successful, slavery ended, and we had a lot of new changes into America, including the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. So this is just a quick overview of just the important dates and why we need to remember them for our STAAR test.